This is the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAT.
Gold heading back to Lawrence County.
Your home for the County of Champions.
Settles under it. The senior makes the catch. Perfection. Nishanik, again, are your Class 2A state champions.
Force out the third, and that will do it. Mohawk is your 3A softball champions.
Buzzer's going to sound. Union repeats as the Class 1A WPIAL champions.
The top local athletes and the top sport featured here, live or archived at lcsportsnet.com.
Sideline getting by one defender, and he's going to go all the way by Harrison. Harrison on the ground finds Blundo. Blundo rolls it in, up and good for two.
Shallow right field, giving a run, and a sliding catch made.
Down to 6 on the play clock. Here's snap in the hole. The kick is up. The kick is long enough. It is good.
That's fly ball deep right field. Get out of here.
Hope running for his life. Throws it up for grab. There's a man open.
Touchdown.
No way!
Away from him, right back to Stanley from the seat of his pants, and he throws it off the window and in.
Featuring over 100 broadcasts of county events in over a dozen sports. Your voice for Lawrence County sports.
The gold ball headed.
It's the Lawrence County SportsNet.
Live from Sims Lanes in Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania. It's WPIBL action here on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP. This afternoon's broadcast at LC SportsNet is being brought to you by Maley Chiropractic. They're keeping you in the game. MVP Insurance, Simplify Insurance. Call MVP for the win. Newcastle Transit Authority, they're going your way. The Penn Ohio Bottled Water Company. Home and business bottled water delivery. The Red Zone. Score big at the Red Zone. Medora Bonner Law, a community firm dedicated to protecting your possessions. The GEM Builders Incorporated, the creative edge in your contracting work. Ponce Insurance, protecting those you love. Today's broadcast is also being brought to you by the Works in Progress Paint Services for residential and commercial projects. The Crane Room Grill, family-owned restaurant, brewery, and banquet center. The City Rescue Mission, transferring lives in crisis since 1911. And by the Lawrence County Community Action Partnership. Good afternoon, everybody. My name's Lee Moan. James Dotson will be along with me sometime today, praying hopefully in about an hour or so. Yes, we have bowling here today. The Butler Golden Tornado are visiting the Newcastle Red Hurricane here at the Lawrence County Sports Network. And I never would have thought that we'd have bowling here on the Lawrence County Sports Network. But kudos to James, kudos to LC SportsNet, kudos to Coach Pitzer for inviting us. We'd love to be able to do this. We will have better shots, pictures later on. Right now we're in practice zone, and every bowler gets a chance to practice for 10 minutes right now. So this is why you're going to see a lot of people standing up in our lanes. But once everybody is done warming up, they will be able to sit down, and we will be able to see the bowlers a lot better. Newcastle already clinching their section as their first title ever here at Newcastle. So kudos to the Newcastle Red Hurricane for section championship. They're 9-0 in section play. Butler, this is the boys' side, by the way. Butler 7-2, Blackhawks 6-3, Beaver Falls 3-6, Seneca Valley 2-7, Rochester 0-9. But first section championship ever for Newcastle. And for the girls' side, Newcastle sitting at third right now at 5-4, and they could qualify for a wild card spot depending on how things go on today. But they're going to have a very tough. They clinched their section. Blackhawks 7-2. Beaver Falls at 4-5, and Rochester at 2-7. The team championships are on February 12th, which is on next Wednesday for the boys. The girls is next Thursday on the 13th. The boys single championships are February 19th, and the girls is on February the 20th. So that sets you up a little bit for our action we're going here from Sims Lane. I think it's 40 lanes here at Sims Lane here in Beaver Falls. So it's a really big facility. Blackhawk also has their home course here or home lanes here as they are bowling down to our right here today. And Beaver Falls also has their home match here also. So our Axe pregame interview is sponsored by Axe. You can call 724-652-558 for more info. They take people to work, play, and anywhere else they want to. Talked to Coach Pitzer for Newcastle and had a really pleasant conversation. He's been in. Unfortunately, he had to cut kids this year because so many kids are coming out the bowl now here at Newcastle. And he's just greatly appreciative of us being down here. But this team, the first ever section championship for the boys. The girls been doing so well over the last few years. This is pretty much a brand new team here at Newcastle. Excuse me on the girls' side, but yeah, he's now for Coach Pitzer and been just loving every second of it. And has Coach Claire alongside him also. So should be a fun action here today. So we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be back with our Crane Room starting lineups. You're watching high school bowling here on the Lawrence County Sports Network. Power.
Just like going to the doctor, our homes need a checkup too. If your home is not properly weatherized, you could be at risk for symptoms that cause unhealthy ailments and higher utility bills. The Weatherization Assistance Program is the key to reducing utility costs and increasing comfort in your home. Services include an in-home energy audit to inspect your furnace and hot water tank, check for air sealing around windows and doors, and ensure adequate Learn more at lcap.org or call the Department of Healthy Homes to get your checkup today.
Congratulations to our January LCAP Team of the Month. The Lawrence County SportsNet is proud to honor Neshannock Competitive Spirit as the January LCAP Team of the Month after winning their third PIAA championship in 4 years. LC SportsNet is also proud to honor Wilmington Competitive Spirit for winning the D10 championship in just their second year as a competition team. Congratulations to Coach, as well as Coach Hordeski and Blois and the Wilmington Cheer Squad, our January LCAP Teams of the Month.
Lawrence County SportsNet is proud to honor Newcastle's Ralphie Blundo as the January Red Zone Male Athlete of the Month for scoring his 1,000th career point. LC SportsNet is also proud to honor Elwood City's Kayla Jones as the January Female Athlete of the Month for also eclipsing the 1,000 career point mark. Congratulations and best of luck to 1,000th point scorers Kayla Jones and Ralphie Blundo, the January Red Zone Athletes of the Month.
Calling all sports fans. Never miss a moment with real-time alert when your favorite teams are playing.
Get instant updates sent straight to your phone with game schedules, changes, and all the latest news.
You can receive important updates and reminders so you're always prepared for game time.
Be the first to cheer on your local teams and show your support.
Receive important updates and reminders so you're always prepared for the game.
Signing up is quick and easy. Don't miss out. Sign up now and stay connected to the action.
Plus, follow us on social media for live updates, behind-the-scenes content, and community news.
Cold winds blowing, temperatures dropping, and snow is beginning to fall. And then your furnace goes out. LCAP's LIHEAP Crisis Program is here to help. If your furnace is blowing cold air, not turning on, or not reaching the desired temperature, help is right around the corner, whether it needs fixed or replaced. For information, call the Department of Healthy Homes at 724-656-0090. LCAP's Healthy Home programs are the key to safer living.
For 20 years, athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Bailey Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $30 visit to the Bailey Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapy is necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Bailey Chiropractic keep you in the game.
Hey, Mom, do you need a ride to the store today?
Oh, no thanks, hon. I got it covered. Mike's taking me.
Okay, well, you have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, right? I can take you to that.
No, I got it covered too. Mike's taking me.
Mike?
Yes, Mike's my Axe driver. Picks me up right at my door and even helps carry my groceries. It's so convenient to schedule and ride with Axe. Wish I would have called him sooner.
Okay, Mom. Sounds like you got it covered.
I have an apple pie ready to eat. How about you help me with that?
When it comes to shopping for insurance, there are thousands of options out there. MVP Insurance proactively shops and compares your policies to find the best coverage and rate. Josh Mathur and David Verratti want to provide you with the level of personalized service that you know that you are the MVP of their agency. They simplify insurance so you can live stress-free. Visit one of the locations in Zeno-Leopold or in New Springfield, Ohio. Call MVP for the win. Proud sponsor of the MVP of the game on the Lawrence County SportsNet.
Works in Progress Painting wishes a successful and satisfying season to all the Lawrence County sports teams and athletes. Work hard and bring honor to your team, school, and family in how you play. Joe Wright and his family have been providing painting, window cleaning, and other property services for business and homeowners in the Lawrence County area for over 10 years. Their goal on every project is to provide a meaningful service that honors their customer, God, and their family, and to have fun while doing it. Works in Progress is now booking interior painting projects for both residential and commercial projects. Call Joe today at 724-714-4294 to discuss your next project.
Tired of gasoline costs? Why drive? Let the Newcastle Transit Authority take you where you want to go. Serving the city of Newcastle and stops throughout Lawrence County, as well as weekday service to Pittsburgh. Public transportation just makes sense. Why drive when you can relax and ride? For more information or for route schedules, log on to newcastletransit.org. The Newcastle Transit Authority, going your way. And remember, senior citizens ride free.
And welcome back. Sims Lane here. Ball's getting ready for today's action on the WPIBL action here on the Lawrence County Sports Network. Today's starting lineups brought to you by the Crane Room Grill. You can grab a seat in the bar, the dining room, the loft. Don't go outside on the patio this time of year, but there is plenty of room at the Crane Room. You can place an order for takeout, appetizers, dinner, or homemade desserts to go. You can call to place your order 724-656-1553 for the visiting Butler Tornadoes on the boys' side. First-year coach Jim Hepler is your coach for Butler. Greg Wilbert, or actually leading off for the Butler Tornadoes, Max Walker with an average of 158. David Fisher is second with a 165 average. Then we have Micah Potts also at 196. Greg Wilbert with a 201 average. And Dayton Neese with a 170 average. For the Newcastle boys, Jonah Clare, he is your fourth bowler. He has a 209 average, leading only a junior. Cameron Italia, he is your the anchor bowler at 199.96. Might as well say he's got a 200. Jeffrey Natal with a 196 average. Also, he leads things off. Izzy Noggle with a 181 average for Newcastle. For the girls' side, for the Joelle Bradley for the Newcastle Red Hurricanes with a 128 average. Jasmine Calderero with a 103 average for Jasmine. Jenilyn Nero with a 129 average. Anna Reeder with a 112 average. And Cheyenne Conti with a 117 average for the Butler Tornado. Mackenzie Zimmerman, she has a 182 average for the Butler, a high average. She's a senior. Kaylee Neese is a junior, average of 163. Emma Schultz at a 146 average. Julia Black, a 135 average. And Lacey Eddington with a 129 average. Here, those are your Crane Room starting lineups, sponsored by the Crane Room Grill. JVs are off to our left and our right the main bowlers, we had the boys here on lanes 13 and 14 and 16. You can tell the Newcastle bowlers, as that was Micah. Micah Potts for Butler just through. And Micah converts that split. So Butler, you can see with the words Butler on the back of their uniforms, Newcastle in the dark black and red. As Josh Pitzer able to score, which is the coach's son. All these bowlers, which is amazing, Matt, standing to my right, who's producing, only been bowling for 3 years, which is absolutely amazing that Jonah Clare averages close to 210, but only bowling for 3 years, which absolutely amazes me. So Jonah is a lefty, as you can see him up as that big hook and gets the nice pin action. Thought he might have hit a little high there, but got the roll. The girls are to our right again here on lanes 15 and 16. And we got split level action going on here. Actually, the boys, this is going to be Cam Ataya who gets the strike. So I'm going to try to get an idea with what there's our LCAP instant replay for Cam Ataya's strike. If you ever wonder an exciting career working with children, LCAP Early Learning is looking for you to apply online today at lccap.org/join our team. So you have to try to get an idea of what pictures are going up on our side here. Right now we're focusing on the boys action. And you see that more and more, the two-handed bowler. And that's Jeffrey Natal. And you see the Butler bowler with that two-handed bowl too, but he misses the head pin. So, interesting style that you're seeing more and more pro bowlers using that two-handed style. I'm not one for that, but you see a couple of the Butler bowlers doing that with a strike by Dayton Neese for Butler, who averages 170. And Newcastle on fire right now. That was Josh Pitzer with that strike. So seeing 3 Butler bowlers now with that two-handed style. That was Micah Potts. Actually, that was Dayton Neese, excuse me, as this is going to be Micah Potts right now for Butler. And there's Jonas with a strike. We'll try to update scores as we go along here. Well, thanks for joining us here in the Lawrence County Sports Network. As we're still focusing on the boys' action right now. We'll switch over to the girls and a couple. Well, actually, we'll switch over to the girls. That was Jeff Natal, who had 4 strikes in a row to open things up. Now it's got the little bucket there. Let's see if Jonah can come up with this after throwing 4 in a row. Jeff Natal averages 196. And taking his time is Jeff. Big pickup to keep this game going for Jeff here. The two-handed bowler, see if he can cover. Nice cover there for Jeff Natal. So he keeps his string going, has 106 through 4, does Jeff Natal. Again, we'll zoom in on the scoreboard here in a second as we're going to take a look at Izzy Noggle for Newcastle. Boy, he a little light in the pocket, just like his predecessor there. So, almost looks like 14, not breaking as much as 13 right now for the boys. On the girls' side, leading the way is Emma Schultz for Butler right now. That is going to get there, but a little short there for Izzy. Izzy struggling a little bit. Let's see if we maybe get that JV action as we saw in the WPIBL. If you see a player struggling, you can go to any player on the JV side, pull them out, and go towards and put them in. So, interesting decision. So the coaches will walk down, look at the JV scores, and see how they're doing, and he will take a look and maybe see if this one player might be doing better. And as there's a double now for Josh Pitzer, the coach's son. Coaches, they're debating right now on whether to make that switch. I had a friend of mine that bowls was on a team, and he needed to pick up a 10 pin in the 10th frame, and he pulled on a guy who didn't bowl all year long or the whole day, pulled the lefty out to take that 10 pin, came in, took the 10 pin, and they won. So that's the strategy of the bowling as a team. So we're going to stay here on lane 14. And this should be Cam Ataya. Cam Ataya with an 8 count. Let's keep things right here through Cam, Matt, and then we'll switch over to the girls' side. Well, we'll switch things over to the girls' side when they come back on the lane 15, and we'll catch the girls in action. So we'll keep things up right now for the boys' side of things. As Cam Ataya, chop set. And let's see if we're going to have a switch here. Yeah, it looks like we are going to have a switch of bowlers. So Izzy will have a seat. And we'll see who they pull out. We'll try to get Mr. Dotson to do some running. And now we get the girls on action here on lane 15. So Mackenzie's. It's going to be Julia Black. You can see Julia right now. She's on a triple. On that turkey right now is Julia for Butler. And getting the 5-7 split right now for Julia. On lane 13 right now, Jeff Natal with a really tough 2-4 split, and he's going to chop off. So Izzy is not bowling now. We have to find out who replaced Izzy here on lane 13. So we got our roll in. So our Butler bowler up right now is Lacey Eddington. Who gets 9 on the far side. If you can see her, that is Anna Reeder, the junior, hanging on. Getting 9 is Anna. And every once in a while, the pins will not set properly. And that's another strike for Dayton Neese for Butler. Updates right now, the Butler girls are up about 112 pins right now through 4 frames. So we're going to find out who number for Newcastle had a switch there. Live from Newcastle for Sims Lanes in Butler in Beaver Falls. We try to adjust our camera angle here as we go over to lane 16. Cheyenne Conti just misses that spare. Cheyenne now has a 60 through 5 frames. We'll continue to watch the girls' side here. There's Jenilyn Nero, the leading average for this girls' team for Newcastle right now. There we go. Yeah, Jenilyn pulling that one a little bit. Back over to the boys' side right now. Is Cam Ataya. Cam's struggling a little bit. But he is the anchor, so they will have all kinds of faith. Got that 10 pin though. Missed the last one. Barely was able to get this one, does Cam. The Cam getting that spare, so they will switch over to frame number 7. Newcastle trailing by 15 pins so far after 6 frames. It's Jeff Natal, a 129 through 6 right now. Leading, has the high score so far through 6 frames. On the Butler side, 126 for David Fisher so far. And there's a strike for Jeff. Now, unfortunately, we do not have find out who our extra bowler is. And the replacement for Izzy gets that strike. So far that rule coming into effect is Izzy gets Izzy's replacement gets the strike. Looking for Coach Pitzer along the way. Do not see him right now. Philip Lorenzo replaced Izzy. Philly, a junior, 191 average. He's got a spare and a strike. But these scores will go towards Izzy's average. As Josh almost picking up that split for Josh Pitzer as a 122. And a big miss there for Dayton Neese for Butler. And Jonah hitting a little high also. Jonah only an 8 there in the 7th frame. Close match between Butler and Newcastle on the boys' side. The girls right now still 134 pin difference between Newcastle and Butler. Butler leading right now. And Jasmine just missing that spare. Jasmine Calderero with a 103 average. So Jasmine 55 through 6 frames right now. It is all scratch bowling. So I thought maybe it might be handicapped, but it is all scratch. There's a big shot there by Cam Ataya. He really needed that, the anchor. At 86 through 6. Sitting on that strike, though. And now Greg Wilbert. Goes to the turkey, does Greg. So Greg working himself, Greg Wilbert looking at a very nice game. And that's going to be a tough, tough hit there for Max Walker. Switch things back over to the girls' side, see if Anna can pick up her spare here. Just misses, unfortunately for Anna. Anna Reeder, the junior, at a 112 average. Switch back over to our Butler bowler. Gets 3. We will have a MVP shirt handed out later on, and trying to see if anybody picks up a tough split along the way, and more maybe for our play of the game, or maybe 5 in a row or something in that line might be able to hand out. Good hit there for Jeff Natal. Boy, replacement David Fisher for Butler, who averages 165, having himself a nice game. He's got 135 through 7, sitting on a strike in the 8th. Dayton Neese, who opened also in the 7th frame. Started that way out. And unfortunately, Jeff Natal missing that 10 pin. Always tough to pick up 10 pins. Of course, our producer, Matt, would not know any difference. He'd be happy to get the ball in the middle of the lane somewhere along the way. There's Jenilyn Nero with an 8 count. Let's switch things over to our girls' side here, Matt, and see what Jenilyn can. Oh, we'll stick with the boys here. And Micah Potts, the big boy. Finally gets the pocket there, does Micah. He has such a huge hook, trying to control that is Micah Potts. Yeah, Butler increasing that lead right now. Got a 70-pin lead. As Butler with 2 strikes in the 8th. Newcastle needing some strikes. And Greg Wilbur now with 5 in a row for Butler. There's a strike for Josh Pitzer, the coach's son. Averaging 192 is Josh. Jonah Clare. Perfect strike there. And Newcastle needing some strikes here to get back into this game. We'll wait for the Newcastle girls to get over to lane 15 here. They should be done right after McKenzie. Another frame, we'll get back over. That was a spare for Lacey Eddington. So Newcastle with 3 strikes there in the 8th frame. They trail by 50 pins. Oh, I think we need to frame Mr. Dawson. So Newcastle trailing by 50 pins. You get 3 players with a strike. Butler with 3 players with a strike. It's Max Walker coming up with an 8. Big frame here for Jeff Natal. Almost to 7-10. But another 10 pin though for Jeff Natal. Looks Jeff a little frustrated right now. Needs to be able to convert this 10 pin. I said Butler beating Newcastle right now. So we're keeping our eyes open for a split action today, for maybe a play of the game somewhere along the way. Somebody to pick up a tough split. A big pickup here and Jeff stopping. Interesting. That does not happen often, that you're able to stop mid-form. So Jeff Natal stops in mid-throw, and he'll set up again. Very interesting. It's very, very tough to do. And barely hangs on to it. Jeff very unsure about that shot, but was able to squeeze it in as Butler increases their lead now to 78 pins here in the 9th frame with another strike by Dayton Neese. So Phil Lorenza averages 191 for the Hurricane. Comes at the 9 pin. He was on the JV match and then was bowling good for the JVs, got pulled into the varsity match, as you can do in the WPIBL. I said we'll switch things over to the girls' side here when the shot does not count. Unfortunately, the ball hitting hitting the gutter. Does not count. They'll have to change that and give him the miss, unfortunately. It's a big miss for Phil. And Butler's starting to pull away here in this 9th frame. Spare had a split, but a strike and a spare. Now double for Josh Pitzer. Jeff and Josh also part of the members of the National Honor Society. And Josh also part of the Wilmington hockey team. Jonah Clare with a 9 count needs this. Is big miss there for Greg Wilbert. He had a huge game going. He's sitting 203 in the 9th. That opens the 9th. Let's see how much that plays a role here. As we're going to go Cam needing a big shot here. Cam Italia. Really struggled through the first 5 frames, and he's been spare strike. Oh, got ripped off. Boy, perfect pocket shot and a solid 8. I disagree with you, Coach. That was perfectly. It should have went. He says it was high in the pocket. That wasn't high in the pocket. I'm sorry. Coach Clare says it was. It looked pretty darn good. But you need the cover, and you do. So through 9 frames, Butler with a 35-pin lead going into the 10th. And the towel gets a break as we're on the girls' side right now as Jasmine Calderero. Butler girls right now up by 180 over Newcastle. The Butler girls on their way to a victory through 8 frames right now. And almost got 9. After this spare, Matt, we'll switch over and pick up the finals of the boys' side. As Natal picks up the spare in the 10th. We can make sure Jasmine Calderero picks up this spare. And unfortunately misses, does Jasmine. Let's switch things over to pick up the finals of this boys' side. Jeff Natal going to be throwing his last ball on lane number 13. Tough to pick up, sort of see the ball go down the lane there. Goes Brooklyn, that finishes with a 194. And Max Walker with a 146. So that still puts Butler up by a few pins there. So Phil Lorenzo. Boy, does he throw a powerful ball. He gets the strike. And David Fisher, the sub for the day. As David Sheaver sick, unfortunately. David Fisher moving in. Got a possible 193 going for David Fisher, so pretty good replacement. Only averaging 165 is David. And can't get that pin to fall. And Fisher gets his working on a double. With Butler bowling very well here in this 9th, 10th frame. So Izzy's going to finish with a 143. Yeah, Coach Jim Hepler's first year here at Butler, replacing longtime coach Bob Cupp. Jim Hepler in the Butler County Bowling Hall of Fame back in 2015. Josh off that double. Shoots with the 8, and Fisher. Good finish though, 192. Very good year for 192 for David Fisher. And big miss there for Josh Pitzer. That hurts. A Brooklyn strike. So Josh Pitzer finishes with a 178. Strike by Dayton Neese, and he's on a double. Jonah can go 204 max. Butler still up by 21 pins. A few pins, but Dayton Neese working on a double. Going Brooklyn again. Gives the smile that he knew he threw it a little wide there, but gets the Brooklyn strike. Jonah trying to do the same, well, not trying to do the same thing, but I think Coach Hepler needs to see, just tell him to keep going Brooklyn, it's fallen. This ball goes way out. But a good game, though, for Dayton Neese at 200. $193 for Jonah. Actually, a 190, excuse me. Cam Ataya. Micah Potts, big split there. Gets to a 176 for Micah Potts. Cam Ataya with a spare. But this match pretty much done now, as Butler's going to win this first match as long as Greg Wilbert, I don't even think he has this. Shouldn't have to worry about, as long as he gets pins here, that seals it for Butler for the first match. So they will go up 2-0. Cam Ataya with the 9 count going 173. So 25 pins below his average for Cam. Greg Wilbur with that 201 average, well above that. Another strike for Greg Wilbert. And we'll wait for Newcastle to come over here to the, well, let's finish Greg's final frame here for Butler. And then we'll take a quick break, and then we'll wait for the Newcastle girls to come over to finish frame number 10 on lane number 15. 2:32. So 9:36 to 8:81. So let's take a quick break, Matt. Well, actually, let's take a quick break, and we'll come back with frame number 10 and everything else for the Newcastle girls. You're watching high school bowling here at the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP. Actually, we'll just keep things right here as we're going to adjust our cameras.
At Medore Bonner Law, we're more than just attorneys. We're your community partners. With a combined experience that spans decades, attorneys Jason Medore, Michael Bonner, and Greg Rossitelli are your trusted advisors for all legal matters. From personal injury to estate planning, business law to family disputes, we are here to guide you through every step of the legal process. Our full-service, community-based approach ensures that you're not just a client, but a valued member of our family. Give us a call or visit us online at MedoreBonnerLaw.com for more information.
GEM building contractors and developers have a proven record of performance on any size project. They bring value, local craftsmanship, expert management to meet any challenge. From design construction, from inspection to budget estimation, GEM Builder has been building our community for 70 years.
When it comes to protecting those you love, the businesses you've built, or the things you've earned, you need someone you can trust. Who better to protect your interests than a local insurance agent? Pontius Insurance is a team of local agents helping local residents in Lawrence County and surrounding areas, specializing in auto, home, business, and life insurance. Come see Dan Pontius, Jessica Dix, and Tracy Giddings, and the rest of the team at Pontius Insurance, and receive the personalized service you deserve.
And welcome back. We'll pick up the final frames of lane 15 right now. Butler with about a 200 pin lead going into the 10th frame. You can see Joel Bradley. Average is 128. She'll go above her average as she finishes out the 10th frame. There's her shot for the 10th frame. Gets a 9 count, so she'll go 134. So right up over her average. On the other side, a very good game for Butler. And Julia Black threw a 189. So Jasmine Calderero for Newcastle. (91 through 9 frames for Jasmine. So she'll be right around her average or so. It's Lacey Eddington for Butler right now with a 128 in the 10th frame. She's on a 7 count. She's going to pull that one. And she'll finish with a 136. And unfortunately, Jasmine missing that. She'll get a 100. So again, Butler will win this match. A little bit more than a 200 pin lead. It's now up for the Hurricane. Hannah Reeder, the junior. And on lane 16, it's Emma Schultz. Schultz 155 through 9 with that 9 count. Anna Reeder, the lefty. Gonna have a tough pickup here. Got 125 for that sleeper. Anna Reeder, the junior, averaging 112. High game this year of a 165. So Butler boys, or the Newcastle boys, taking a break right now. They typically wait for the girls to get done. Then they'll tally up the scores and start another one. And that one, see if it's going to break back in. Does get the spare for Anna Reeder. She'll get that bonus ball. Again, Reeder with a 112 average, so right around her average. As Coach Claire sitting with the girls there. I want to thank Coach Pitzer for all the information that we're able to talk about during this during our pregame. In a 9 count of 174 finish for Butler's Emma Schultz. In a 9 count, 118 for Anna Reeder. I want to thank the Red Zone for sponsoring today's broadcast. They have all your county sporting apparel needs, sporting goods, custom apparel, embroidery, and more. They're the best of the best in Lawrence County. You can check them out at theredzonesports.com. We do not have any timeouts here today, but Ponce Insurance does do that. PonceInsurance.com. Love the life you live, worry free if you need insurance for anything. Cheyenne Conti. Looks like a 6 count for Cheyenne. Have to average at least 130 to qualify for the WPIBL playoffs. And these girls are all pretty close. So trying to get above that average right now. Cheyenne with a 128. They can have good days here today. Might be able to qualify the playoff. The boys, all 5 of them should qualify for the WPIBL playoffs. And Cheyenne only getting 2. She'll finish with a 136. It's Kaylee Neese, who averages 163. Picks up the spare in the 10th. She can go 149 max. Last up now, Jenna Nero for the Red Hurricane. Brooklyn hit. After all this talking, I might not have a voice on Friday. I'm working with Tim on Friday, so that's all right. Triple header on Friday? Maybe. We definitely got Newcastle, and I'll have the Newcastle NA game. Unless I move you to Laurel. Unless I get moved to Laurel, which we're still talking about doing Laurel as a win in your in-game. And there's a spare for Jenna Nero. She can go 146 max. Needs to average. She can average about 135 today. She might qualify for the WPIBL playoffs. And there's a strike, a 3-bagger on the Butler side for Mackenzie Zimmerman, who averages 182, and she'll be in the 200s, will Mackenzie. I saw on the Butler side, Kaylee Neese started with a 3 splits in a row. A good way to finish for Jenna Lynn. A 146. So let's take another quick break, and we'll give you the final results from for game number 1 for the girls. We'll be back for game number 2. You're watching high school bowling here in the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
Don't get left out to dry. Call the Penn Ohio Bottled Water Company for the fastest and most efficient bottled water delivery service in the area. Penn Ohio offers bottled water ranging from 16.9-ounce bottles to 5-gallon jugs, perfect for your next event or office water cooler system. Also, don't forget to ask about their custom labeling options. Visit PenOhioBottled.com for more information and to get a quote on their delivery services. Whether it's at home, in the office, or on the sidelines, Penn Ohio has you covered.
Whether you're hosting a big party, it's family dinner night, or you just need a place to go and watch the big game, the Crane Room Grill is the place to be. Need that something special for your upcoming event? Ask about the CR Brewing Company's custom brewing options to give your big day that personalized touch that your guests will never forget. Visit craneroom.com to see their full menu, or call in your takeout order now at 724-656-1553. The Crane Room Grill and CR Brewing Company, a winning combination.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in the Shannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
Your hip, your knee, your shoulder, whatever has been holding you back, UPMC Orthopedic Care is where you'll find experts to help you get back to a better quality of life. UPMC is pioneering minimally invasive surgeries, and we offer personalized treatment plans and same-day surgery to get you home and moving sooner. It's your ankle, your elbow, your hand, and it's your move. Visit upmc.com/ortho to learn how UPMC can help.
Thank you for calling AXE. Where can we take you today?
To work, to the store, to Grandma's house. AXE can get you there, but it's much more than a ride. It's a joyride.
I'm helping people. I'm getting them out of their house. I'm taking them to their doctors, to the grocery store.
They say I'm entertaining. Okay, we laugh, we joke, we sing, we tell stories.
They're like family to us.
Even if it's the same day, to schedule your joyride, call AXE today.
Right now, someone very special needs your help. This is Jack Lynn, CEO of City Rescue Mission. No one is beyond God's love and care. One person's life can affect another. Though you may never meet this person, you can make a difference in his or her life. Hurting men and women in our community desperately need food, shelter, and physical and spiritual care. Some are struggling with abuse and addiction. They feel alone, unloved, and forgotten. Individual, caring people provide their hope. You can help change the lives of men, women, and children. Visit cityrescuemission.org and help us today.
Congratulations to our January LCAP Team of the Month. The Lawrence County SportsNet is proud to honor Neshannock competitive spirit as the January LCAP Team of the Month after winning their 3rd PIAA championship in 4 years. LC SportsNet is also proud to honor Wilmington competitive spirit for winning the D10 championship in just their 2nd year as a competition team. Congratulations to Coach Daughtry and the Neshannock cheer team, as well as Coach Hordeski and Blois and the Wilmington cheer squad, our January LCAP Teams of the Month.
And welcome back. Game number 2 here on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP. Lee Moan flying solo here from Sims Lanes here in Beaver Falls. I want to thank everybody here at Sims Lanes. 40 lanes here at Sims Lanes. I didn't realize this place was this big here in Beaver Falls, but quite the action. Blackhawk is off to our right. They're in a match down to our right going on. Coach Pitzer says they generally try not to do more than 2 high school matches at the same time in any given lane. So that's what's going on here. So first match for Newcastle, 134 score for Joelle Bradley. For Jasmine Colorado, 100. Anna Reeder, a 118. Cheyenne Conti at 136, and Jenna Nero a 146 for a 633 score. Butler shoots a 854. They win match number 1. So they are up 2-0. On the boys' side, it was Jeff Natal with a 194. Izzy Noggle and Phil Lazara with a 143. Josh Pitzer with a 178. Jonah Clare with a 193. and Kamataya with a 173. So Newcastle got to pick up their game a little bit here in this second game if they want to pick up. Already had the section clinched, so that's the good thing about it right now. But you still don't want to lose. I mean, there's a big rival between Butler and Newcastle and Bowling, two of the better programs here in the WPIBL. Again, I'm still amazed that these bowlers only been bowling for like 3 years and still averaging 180, 190. So it looks like Izzy going to be starting number 2 also. There's Jonah Clare. Can't get the final pin to fall. Throws that big hook. Along with Micah Potts with this huge hook that he throws on 16. Actually increasing his speed a little bit there, cutting down the hook and then increasing his speed, and 16-mile-an-hour ball going down. As Jonah will pick up that spare. Leading the way for Newcastle in the career 200 games, Tyler Eddington, 33 career 200 games for Newcastle. Jonah Clare with 29 career 200 games. Kamataya with 24 career game, and Jeffrey Natal at 17. So 3 out of the top 4 career 200 games sitting here on this roster. That's how good they've been so far. Jonah Clare has that high game at 289. Beat out Jacob Kaczynski with a 287. He had it in the 2021 season. Had a 287. Izzy Noggle, who gets that spare, or actually that was Cam. Izzy Noggle had a 279 this year also. Jeff Natal had a 268 this year. Kamataya was a 264 this year also. The high series, breaking that record we talked about earlier, Jonah Clare had that 763 high series this year. Kamataya had his high series at 671. Jeff Natal at 670. So Jeff having his struggles here early on. Jeff throwing a 194 the first game. Gonna pick up those spares. I mean, that's the key if you're missing. Jeff already opened in the first frame. Needs this 10-pin. That's not gonna make it. You can see the frustration. Jeff's having a rough start there. And Coach Clare going to have to give him a few words, and let's see if Izzy can get back on track. Opened up in his first frame. Gets that 10-pin. He's you can see he's getting the 10-pin, 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 but you have to convert. You can't get that to fall. See the frustration mounting a little bit. That's gonna hits the pin and shakes, but does not fall. We got the shake, we got the rattle, but we didn't get the roll. It's a tough break there by Izzy. So Izzy Noggle opens up the first 2 frames. So Kane's struggling here to open things up. Another 9 count. Canes have yet to strike here in the first 8 frames, or 8 frames. Of course, Butler with they've had a few strikes here. Again, want to thank Medore Bonner Law, their community firm with a personal connection and individualized service. MedoreBonnerLaw.com for sponsoring today's broadcast and all our broadcasts here in the North Allegheny Sports Network. Yeah, so the coach's son gets that spare. If you're not getting the strike ball, you got to at least get those spares going. You see Jonah Clare, the big lefty. Yeah, you could see that was going to be high as soon as I was hoping that was going to get over to the Brooklyn side, but didn't get that ball quite out a little bit too far. I think misses marked by a few boards. You can see most of these bowlers with at least 2 balls that they use. And Jonah opens. Our scoring recap was sponsored by the Creative Edge. From concept to creation, they combine their extensive construction experience with creative design and make your project reality. Fully licensed in insurance, architecture, and construction management services. You can call 724-652-1372. That's 652-1372 for more information. That's the Creative Edge. We also have a end of the game, post game, sponsored by Gem Master Builders at the end of this one. So Butler with a 7-pin lead through 2 frames. Let's see if Jeff can get back on track out here in lane 13. Change the shot a little bit. Gets the strike. We'll switch things over to our girls' side here. As Newcastle, there was a strike there from Joel. Jasmine Calderero with that 8 count. Or 9 count, excuse me, for Jasmine. Had a pull in front of me. I was never a big fan of bowling beside poles, but you get used to it. You'd say the home lane advantage, I guess. Too much break there for Jasmine. Misses that 5-pin. You hate to see that. And Peyton Neese missing his spare as Anna Reeder, the junior. We're told that the Newcastle girls team needs to average about 635 or so. More than likely will get them to qualify for the team championships as a wild card. So we'll see if they can continue. Got a 633 the first match, so hopefully they can do okay. as things are starting to heat up in the boys' side, which we'll get over to that lane here in a second. Let's see if Anna Reeder get that spare here. Didn't get it over. Misses that 7-pin. I feel for Anna. I missed my 7-pin on Saturday for a chance to win some money. Missed the 7 in the 9th and a 9-pin in the 10th. Would have threw 200 and I ended up with a 178 with no money. There's Cheyenne Conti missing that head pin. Almost picking up a dynamic split. Would have definitely got us a shirt. Was Cam Ataya, just missed one. The Cheyenne with only 5 count, big 5 count right now. He's going to pull that one. That should only get 4. Yeah, she's unfortunately 27 through 3 frames for Cheyenne. We'll bring up Jenilyn Nero. Jenilyn, who averaged shot at 146 her first time. We'll switch things over to the boys' side after Jenilyn's shot. Butler off to a 36-pin lead after 2 frames. And they gave her a...
It went down. It went down.
Gave her a strike, but it shouldn't be a strike. Yeah, unfortunately, there was a mistake there. It was definitely not a strike there.
Yeah,
it looked like the 9-pin was standing and shaking, so the machine rolled it down, so they're going to have to get the pin spotter out and get that 9-pin back up.
Yeah, so I was going to say, I mean, league play sort of thing, yeah, you just kind of play on, but you know this matters big time, Lee. So you got to go and have somebody put whether it was the 9 or the 4, couldn't tell from our angle, but they got to go manually put it up.
That back pin is what it looked like, anyways. So
now we're gonna have a holding pattern then.
Yeah, so we'll
back over to the guys for a while.
Go Mr. Pitzer and hits a little high. There's Josh Pitzer, who threw a 178. You recognize that voice beside me now, Mr. James Dotson, coming in to join me.
Yeah, you had enough fun. I figure I'd give you a break.
I appreciate that. That's a lot of talking.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Give the sights and sounds here. Bowling.
Yeah,
it took us 4 years, but we got to the alley, and for good reason. This Newcastle team.
Oh, there's a shot for the Butler bowler. That was Dayton Neese.
Wow.
Might have to get him a shirt. The 2-4-7-10 split pickup for Dayton Neese.
I've been waiting to see. We have a couple that have been really close, and
we try to hand out our shirts mostly to we can to Lawrence County, but a 2-4-7-10.
How many of those you have in your life
That's
there?
Pretty.
Yeah, how many you've had of those?
Oh, I
picked those ones
quite
up.
A few over my years. And Jonah Claire not getting that ball. He's missed. You can tell he's missing that board missing his mark, but I pray I'd get 2 boards. Can't get that out. And Jenilyn finally, actually they gave her the 8-pin and not the 9-pin. She does get the spare though. So Jenilyn Nero with that spare is 37 through 2. So Butler off to a 50-pin lead after 3 frames.
Claire able to pick up the spare there, Lee. And I'll tell you what I've noticed a lot so far in these first 2 games. It's a lot of times just with 1 pin left. You know, high school, a lot of these guys still learning how to bowl, haven't done it, for more than a few years. Great one right in the pocket there for Cam. But, typically you see essentially 2 different bowls for your first shot versus your second shot, more of a straight shot for the second. And a lot of these guys you've seen for both Butler and Newcastle still working their normal spin, which got Newcastle hung out to dry a couple times with the righty bowlers leaving a 10-pin. Really tough to get that spin. In fact, I believe it was Phil Lorenza, the substitute who came in.
Yeah.
He had such a wicked spin on it. His actually spun out of the gutter and hit the 10-pin. Can't get credit for it, but that just, that's, I think, one of the skills you want to see a little more work on is to get a little more of a straight shot to get those guys.
Yeah, Max Walker now on a 4-bagger for Butler.
Yeah, how about that? After he had a split that he nearly picked up in the first frame.
Max Walker, again, another guy, only averaging 158.
Yeah.
Bowling really well. And the towel.
Yeah, big one for Natal there to be able to bounce back. He had a rough first 2 frames, but that's what it is. You got to get it out of your memory bank, right?
So Izzy just having a rough go of it today.
Is that 3 in a row leaving the 10-pin?
Well, you saw him coming off the last time. 10, 10, 10. Yeah, actually might have been 4 or 5. If you look at his score right there,
David here's got one of the tougher spares to pick up. It's 2 right behind each other, but same thing. If you can bowl a straight shot, you got it. But if you do your normal curve,
yeah, 10 pins are always the tough one. There you go.
That's how you do it.
And then the sleeper here for Fisher, not going to somehow got a break. Probably should have missed it, but Fisher enough English on that to get that sleeper pin to go. So Butler now with about a 65-pin lead or so through 4 frames, increasing their lead. If they already won game number 1, 936 to 881 did the Butler boys.
And what really stinks about it for Newcastle here, Lee, is the fact that in the end, this match doesn't mean anything for them because they've already secured the section. Yeah, you'd love to say undefeated section champions, but it's not like you have a better seed or anything coming into the playoffs because you're going to have 20 teams all going at the same exact time. And the fact that they're section champions means they've actually already locked up the trip to regionals as well. So this is just to try to hone up your game and sharpen a couple of things up before you get into this postseason.
And talking to Coach Pitzer before we came on the air, it's just bowling is just so, on any given day, it can change. You can go in with that number 1 seed and just have a rough day out there. As Jonah Clare struggling to keep that ball, not getting that ball out.
Yeah, and I'm talking with both Coach Pitzer and Clare that illness has reared its ugly head on this team as it has on just about every team in Lawrence County right now, and a lot who are still trying to get fully healthy. And you can kind of see, just even mentioning a practice earlier this week, there are a couple of bowlers who basically bowled 1 game and said, I can't, I'm done.
So let's see if Jonah can pick up this spare on lane number 13, which he will. So Jonah now with a 65 through 4 frames. He's sitting on that spare in the 5th. But Greg Wilbur with a triple now. Butler starting to open things up.
Yeah, Greg having a heck of a second game here.
Yeah, it's a 113-pin lead now for Butler through 5 lanes. Thing is, this is all scratch bowling. You would think maybe it'd be going on the handicap, but this is all scratch, which makes it tough. So the Newcastle girls all with pretty much a brand new team here. They were so good for so many years, and then this year still above 500, still holding their own, but a completely brand new squad and still learning how to bowl. A lot of these girls, and Coach Pitzer said they've made so much progress over the years. It's been a joy to watch them grow.
Yeah, well, you have 2 girls who are on the verge of qualifying for individuals. One is in her first year ever bowling. The other's in her second year ever bowling. I mean, you talk about making improvements from one year to the next. I mean, again, look here at Jeff now with 4 straight closed frames. But looking at the Newcastle boys team, the increase in pins per game for the 5 starters is averaging about 27 from 1 year to the next. That's absolutely incredible. Like, for example, Jonah Clare, the goal for him was 190 for this year, and that was about the same goal for Pitzer as well. That was what they were kind of hoping for, and Clare's up near 210. Pitzer's up, if not over 200, just shy of it. That's the thing that's been most impressive this year is the fact that they've had these big games and have improved so much from 1 year to the next.
And that's Jasmine Calderero as Izzy Nago picks up his spare, another 9 count for Izzy, unfortunately, for Izzy. And Jasmine with a 5 count. Again, we'll hand out a couple shirts for our MVP and play of the game. Yeah, talking to Coach Pitzer, he says, you got your league day, you got practice on Monday, plus they usually bowl in the junior league on Saturdays and another day along the way. They said they're bowling at least 4 days a week, year round, pretty much.
What a nice pickup there from Calderero.
She's happy about it. Jasmine's sitting 44 through 4 right now. But still talked to Coach Pitzer before you were here, Mr. Dotson. We talked about how the bowling program pretty much funded, and again.
Yeah, I'll say pretty much funded.
Yeah, it is funded, by the school, because during after COVID, he said he had 30 kids coming out. He says, I can't fundraise for 30 kids. He said it's just too much. So he went to the school and says, we'll take care of it. So they take care of the bowling here, and which is great that it's not sanctioned by the WPIBL, but it is sanctioned by the state. So it's still considered a school sport, being sanctioned. So that's the key. Like hockey, you have to.
Right.
You're on your own.
Well, insurance not quite as much of an issue on the bowling lanes as it is on a hockey rink, but no, it is absolutely incredible what Newcastle has been able to do, and it's the unfortunate scenario is that when you have so many kids that you do have to make cuts. As Craig just got his 4th straight strike and 5 out of the first 6 frames, Butler really turning it on right now. But yeah, the fact of the matter being that you're able to get all of these kids out there and not having to pay a dime. Well, I mean, first off, transportation. It's a half-hour drive from Newcastle to go to our practice because this is the closest bowling alley that is available, unfortunately. There are no current bowling alleys open in Lawrence County, which is another incredible thing to say.
Is there any bowling alleys in Lawrence County?
Not anymore. There were a few. Parkstown was a big one out there by Union. That's probably about, that's going to be almost 15 years ago now when, unfortunately, the bowling alley part of the restaurant area had burned down and was not rebuilt. Colonial Lanes is closed, and they're going to be reopened or maybe completely demolished. And that's basically it. You got to go up to Hermitage. You got to come down here to the Beaver Falls area. And a beautiful facility here, by the way, at Sims. It's been too long since I've been down here.
Yeah, I was amazed to see 40 lanes through here. So it's a big facility. I'd like to see that there's no TVs up here, thank God. Unless those are TVs, I don't think those are TVs.
Jenna Lanero about to go now on the girls' side for Newcastle, working off a strike.
Yeah, I walk into the facilities down in Northern Virginia, and it's all basically kids. They got TVs everywhere, and it's just takes away as Natal, unfortunately, comes up with a split, and then Jenna Lynn, unfortunately, pulling that one.
Yeah, until it came off her hand. Looked like, well, what happens went on the one on the lanes there.
But very makeable spare, though, for Jenna Lynn. Butler girls up by about 140 pins so far through 5 frames.
But it really is great, too, in the end, Lee, because the school and the booster is paying for everything. The kids don't have to worry about paying for shoes, paying for time on the lanes. Don't have to worry about paying. Like, kid didn't have a bowling ball of his own. They purchased a bowling ball, got it drilled here at Sims. Kid didn't have to pay a dime for it. It's absolutely awesome.
There's the pick up there.
Yeah, good job, Jenna Lynn. There's another Mainly Chiropractic nomination there.
So boy, Butler on fire right now.
Yeah, both
boys are up by 150 through 6 frames, and Newcastle continue to struggle with the towel through a split. Noggle just has a big split here. They just want to try to take that too. I'm amazed at Izzy, but it's such a soft doesn't throw that ball. I mean, it's such a smooth throw that Izzy has. And they call him Izzy. Actually, his first name's Isaiah, which spelled I-Z-I-A-H, so a different way to spell Isaiah.
So Izzy just comes naturally there as Pitts are able to get back into the pocket himself.
Yeah, all 5 of these players with over a 180 average, which is pretty good for high school bowling.
That's never happened before in Newcastle history, that's for sure.
Yeah. And that's what,
I mean, you talked about it, the proud history of the Newcastle girls program trying to work its way back up, but Newcastle boys has never been to this level. Basically every single record this year has been shattered.
Micah Potts missing that. Let's see if Jonah finally get that ball out there. Leads the 7-pin. He knew it though, a little light of a hit. We'll keep things right here on the boys because Greg Wilbur's going to be up next for Butler. He's on a 4-bagger. Greg threw a 232 his first game. And Jonah going to pick up the 7-pin. Jonah sitting at 103 through 6 frames. Let's see if Greg can make this 5-bagger now for Butler. Make it look easy.
Man, when you're feeling it, you're feeling it.
Yeah,
he's averaging 201. He's on pace for a 280 right now if he keeps this up.
He only got the spare in the second frame. As he noggled another split. You could see the look at his face like, oh boy.
Yeah, it's,
I mean, that was Cam.
I was going to say, that's
Cam.
That's the second split of this game.
Might be the second rabbit ears he's had, too. Jeff coming off a split. Jeff, that's how he's throwing a different ball in a different line now.
And that's impressive in and of itself to be able to make that adjustment. I will, applaud that especially to do that mid-match. I mean, but that's a beautiful thing about bowling too, is that if somebody's not throwing it well, you could go throw over, figure it out right now for the next few frames in the JV match, and then we'll bring you back in.
Which you can do.
It's a fun little wrinkle in the bowling substitution system as Izzy gets back with a strike here in the 8th.
Yeah, they know they're not. Butler getting all the breaks right now. There's another strike there that was Max Fisher. Or Max Walker, excuse me. There's David Fisher now coming up. Boy, just watching that JV match, how Phil Lorenzo, he throws that's a heck of a ball.
Yeah, you can tell he's got the arm. Also a pitcher on the baseball team.
Good throw there by Fisher. 14.5 mile an hour. They're actually a 16 mile an hour. Most of these bowlers here at the high school level right now, throwing 16, your harder throwers, 16, 17 mile an hour.
Kaylee with a strike for Butler.
There you go. Sometimes you'll see pros throwing 19, 20 mile an hour, but so Dayton will come on a triple for Butler. Hitting that 8. Newcastle girls trailing by about 140 right now.
That's a better one right in the pocket there for Jonah Clare.
Yeah, even though he struggled the first game, Jonah still threw a 193. I know.
Not in my wildest dreams.
And there's some help there for Cam, I tell you.
Yeah. They reset the pins. I'll bring it over here as we watch.
Yeah, they will.
Jenna Lynn just miss on that spare attempt. Leaves it open in the fifth.
I could go do it for him. Actually, there you go. They reset them. Yeah, every once in a while the pin setter has a few problems there. And we might have a little bit of a break. Let's switch things over to our girls' side.
Yeah, a couple of numbers that we needed to look at. The girls needed to score 1,900 points over their 3 games today to be able to get a wild card berth into the postseason. That averages to 633 and a third. What did they score in the first one? 633 even.
Yeah.
So they do that 2 more times. It would be right on the nose because it was an approximate 1,900.
Struggling a little bit here in game number 2 are the girls, though.
Yeah, a few too many open frames, unfortunately.
Yeah, this looks like lane number 14 having a few issues now, so they'll wait for the somebody to go down there to try to fix those. And a 9 count, or actually Joe missing her spare. So bring up
The other numbers to keep an eye on for the girls.
Jasmine Colorado. Yeah, I don't know if you know, since we're our first bowling broadcast, James, they're now going to quite a few of the lanes now are going to strings on the bowling pins now. Sort of like a duck pin type thing, but not duck pins. But talking to Coach Pitzer about that, and he says the boys have thrown a couple tournaments now with the strings. You don't get quite the same pin action, so there's a little bit of pros and cons with it. But
is that just to avoid situations like this, to make it a little bit more?
Yes, the maintenance is like 80% gone, because the maintenance is just like really small. A lot less electricity and all that other good stuff.
Yeah, that's not pure bowling, though, right?
No, but it's safe. But you can, like I talked to a guy on Saturday. Basically, anybody can run the counter now. You don't have to.
Right, that's true.
Anybody can run the counter, and then you don't have to have somebody back in your back and. Hey, we need somebody at lane 14. So you don't need anybody back there now to try to fix problems. So with that string thing, very, very few things can go wrong. And unfortunately,
how about that? Yasmin Calderero, she turned around because she thought it was a bad shot. Unfortunately, that was her second shot, so it's a spare, a gutter and spare, and she had no idea. She thought it was going to stay wide right, as she tells Coach Claire there, but those are some of my favorite right there. Yeah, that's not going to work. Oh, okay, we'll take it. As Kaylee gets a
so I'm
mark two.
Yeah, I have not bowled on the string bowlers yet, as Anna.
I was just about to ask if you notice a big difference.
I have not bowled on it yet, so I'm still. I don't really have any desire to, but. Right now, we're going to be the people I golf with or bowl with. We're going to be refusing to go to those alleys because we want to stick with the traditional.
Well, I'll tell you what, I would
bowling.
take a string bowling scenario in Lawrence County over no bowling in Lawrence County.
Right. I understand that. Just missing the spare. Anna's sitting 89 through 7. Anna shot a 118 her first game, so she's about right on pace. Right on pace, maybe ahead of that 118 pace.
So now here's Miss Do-It-All, Cheyenne Conti.
Yes.
First ever candy cane and drum major combination, and right on track. She's going to. Do we have to do the wee woo? Spin and jump.
I don't know if we.
I think it slipped a little bit, she said.
Are you going to do the wee jump and spin? That might be our MVP play of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. If it's a strike, it absolutely is.
Yeah, you can overcome that. Sitting on the spear, especially with everybody watching.
Stay up. Hey, at least it went in the correct direction for that, and at least give her a chance at the second throw.
Oh, thanks to MVP Insurance for doing that play of the game for us. Their great play usually involves great teamwork. Mealy Chiropractic has the team aspect with the three doctors, Dr. Mealy, Dr. Ojero, and Dr. Bowser. They all learn from each other. New tips and tricks to help keep you feeling your best.
Still on a delay here, by the way, in the boys' matches. They're trying to get that lane fixed up.
And Cheyenne, unfortunately.
Now, here's one of the cool things about Cheyenne, and you can blame Coach Claire for this one.
Uh-oh.
She is so good at everything she does. Again, drum major, candy cane, does everything. High honor student, plays softball. This is their first time bowling ever this year, and it didn't immediately come naturally. She's had to work at it and get better and better, but the frustration comes in because she has been and she wants to be so good at something that the improvement is there big time. It's tough to get that into a kid's head sometimes. Yeah, guess what? You're not going to be perfect at it right off the bat.
Jenna Lendero with a 1.547. Good luck on this one.
He's got a chance. Oh,
a great chance there. Good try, getting 3. So Butler girls still up by 170. We're got the delay in the boys match, unfortunately, right now.
And on the other side, unfortunately, Joel Bradley, senior first-year bowler. That one kind of slipped.
Yeah, Butler boys 170 pin lead right now.
Wow. And unfortunately for them, they got some high numbers here with 2 frames left to go. I think almost everybody's going to be at or above their average in this match, but they've had about a 5-minute delay now in the middle of the match as they try to get finally set back up, and they do.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe not.
They're teasing you. They're close anyways. At least we got pins in the rack anyways, so we continue to watch the Butler bowlers. This is Julia Black. We'll pick up that 5-pin. Yeah, Julia threw a 189 her first game. Definitely not going to do that this game. See, now you can throw the ball and maybe get somebody down there. But that's all right. As we have
the numbers that you need, by the way, are for the girls. You need to average a 130 per game over the course of the year to qualify for the championships. The boys, it's a 170 average. So Newcastle, with a couple of girls looking to make their first ever championship appearance, Jenna Nero, Joel Bradley, both were within range. They need to hit certain numbers today. Neither of them knows, by the way, that they are on the cusp of potentially qualifying. So they don't know the official numbers that the coaches have given us.
Yeah, so what we know by the averages I have anyways. So it looks like Joel Bradley has the good chance, and Nero, Jocelyn and Nero, or Jenna and Nero having that chance.
On the boys' side, again, all 5 qualifying for the first time in Newcastle program history.
So we have some real issues on lane number 14.
Yeah, you wonder how long they go before they make a change, or if they're even allowed to. I'm not sure how the rules are stated for a malfunction like this.
Well, you would think if they would switch, you would have to have proper warm-up time on those. They would have to.
Right.
They would have to oil the lanes again the way that they're supposed to be oiled for this. The configuration of the oil adapt. There's 1 of 4 oil that they do.
You like to assume that they'd all be the same, but
that I'm not exactly sure. You would think maybe they would be, but yeah.
Especially you have the JV lanes that are open, should be going the similar way or same way.
Talking to a friend of mine, the oil, the way they put the oil on is just so different everywhere along the way. And Coach Pitcher says they use the same oil lanes, same every time we're here. They use the same exact and then they'll know what the when the championships they know what oil is going to be. Way the lanes are supposed to be breaking, so they'll get a chance to practice on those. But talking to a friend of mine, again, he goes out to Vegas and bowls the championships out there, and he says if you miss your mark by one board,
forget about it.
Forget it. Just forget it. And he said that's how tough it is. You know, a 200 bowler around here will average maybe 170 out in Vegas.
Yeah.
It's just that tough and that different compared to your local house rules.
Well, the good news is now the girls have caught up as they've completed the 8th frame. That's where
that's good news.
The boys are.
The bad news is the Butler bowlers have a 200-pin lead right now.
So both of these matches, you were looking to see a team potentially finish an undefeated section season. Butler on their way to do that on the girls' side, but the Butler boys making it awfully difficult here on the Canes, taking game 1 and currently with a 170-pin lead in game 2.
And there's a spare. Ooh, that called that a little bit too early. So Mackenzie Zimmerman up for Butler here on lane number 15.
So good to know that it's not just when I go out bowling and get the issues with the pins, that it can happen even in the official matches.
Wouldn't happen to the pros, but
if I was the one on the lanes, I'm sure it would.
Mackenzie on a double. Only a 6 count for Mackenzie. Yeah, again on Friday we will have Newcastle and North Allegheny on the network. Audio only broadcast on Friday. Union and the Shannock, big game there. Always a big game between them two.
Oh, it's huge. I mean, so Newcastle, they win. They're section champions. It would probably be a co-championship, but they have the season sweep over Fox Chapel, who they are tied with. So they would get the de facto top seed for sure out of the section. The Shannock also, if they win, they control their destiny as outright section champs. They've clinched already a share with their win last night. So that's the big one there. And Laurel, thanks to their win last week over Southside, they're now in the driver's seat. If they win against Western Beaver, which they have not won a section game all year, has Western, it's not fully in their control because they also need Southside to lose, but Southside taking on Olsh, who has been near unbeatable this year. If those scenarios happen, then you get a win. Then you get a playoff.
Yeah, there's a strike for Joel.
So
Joel Bradley, 77 in the 8th, needed that one.
Yeah. I like this. Coach Pitzer bringing his troops in real quick just to chat while we're going through this weight.
Well, they're going to need to, because I don't think you're allowed warm-ups. So like if basketball or football games, you have lightning delays, you get allowed to come out and take a 5-minute warm-up, but I don't think you're allowed in the bowling, but I can't say for sure as Jasmine with the 9 count. Right now you're hoping for get that 630 at least. We're sitting at 459 through 8 frames. So
Joel working on off a strike. Jasmine can close this frame here, would be big going into the 10th.
Yeah, Jasmine Calderero. Just don't chop.
Yeah.
Ooh, not good. 97 through 9 for Jasmine. She had 100 her first game, so she should improve.
This is going to be a big one here for Anna Reeder because she's working off of a strike here. Another closed frame here would be absolutely clutch.
Yeah, nice crowd behind us here at Sims Lane. Nice ball. Ooh, can't get that 7-pin to go. That's a little bit of the difference between the girls and the guys, just the power a little bit there.
Yeah, 8.5 mile an hour toss. But, I mean, that's also to be expected with, again, why the 130 needed as your average versus the 170 on the boys' side. And the Butler team, by the way, has gone off behind us. It looks like they're ready to go to the shop.
Yeah, I don't know what. Gonna watch the Butler girls. Hey, why not support the girls team?
Yeah, you got some time.
Since they're still working on lane number 14. As Anna, unfortunately, missing that count. She's at 117. Is Anna Reeder. She's above her average, though. An 8 count for Cheyenne. Cheyenne Conti with a 1.6. She has a 116 average, below her average right now. Through that 136 her first game.
Anna and Jasmine having fun seeing the workers' legs dangling down as they try to figure out the pins. Good
There's
pickup.
that spare.
Good pickup right there.
Yeah. Our luck, since we're here for the first time doing bowling, they're going to switch lanes on us.
Oh, of course they will.
You know, in honor of Shoss.
I promise, Matt, I won't throw the equipment if they do move us.
What was that?
I told Matt I'm not going to throw any piece of equipment.
That's good. So, Jenilyn Colorado, or Jenilyn Nero, leaving that sleeper on number 15. Okay, let's see. Looks like they're going to have problems getting to that 6:30 mark. They're only at 5:03, so they're going to have a lot of work to do in that last game. Right now, see if she can pick up this spill. Yeah, she. So sitting at 112, 121 through 9. 519 total for Newcastle through 9. 745 for the girls, and they're close to having things ready to go for lane 14 as we go for the 10th frame. Teams are loose, though, behind us.
That's good.
Yeah. Again, last year we're supposed to try to get bowling in down here, but unfortunately could not get it done.
Yeah, schedule just didn't quite cooperate for us last year. Glad to be able to get out here for this one. And again, big thanks to Coach Pitzer and Coach Claire getting us some cool information on the teams. So Joelle finishes at a 103 for Newcastle. Yasmin, will this stay up? It will not.
So Joe after a 134 or a 103. Julia Black will finish go 162. After throwing a 189 her first game. We'll go 161. And Julia only averaging 135, so she's way above her average here today. And Jasmine is going to finish with a 104 after 100 her first game. And we might have lanes. Hey, there's our.
I think we might be good.
We might be ready to go. Abel Bull. So let's see who is up for.
Should be Cam, I believe.
Yeah, it is Cam. Cam with a mouthful of whatever it is.
You just went and gotten some snacks. I was like, okay, am I good to go?
He's going to give it a whirl. here of this 8th frame. He's throwing.
Hey, how about
comes
that?
In with a strike.
After all that. Anna able to pick up the spare on hers.
Yeah, so Anna can get 137 after throwing a 118 her first game.
That'll be big, trying to keep Newcastle girls within that range.
The Anna Reeder with a 112 average, so.
Lacey over here gets a spare and a strike in the last frame. She finishes at 155.
And 8 counts, so a 135 for Anna after the 118. On the Butler side, Emma Schultz. So Butler boys 160 pin lead on Newcastle.
Yeah, after about a good 15-minute delay too. Trying to get back into the flow, and especially someone like Greg, who's had one of his top games of the year, interrupted after 8.
Izzy gets a double.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, breaks seem to help in Newcastle so far. Strike, spare, strike for their next 3 bowls.
So Cheyenne Quantai, the 9 count.
Working off a spare though, that's nice. They're going to need a pretty big 3rd game to get that number that they need, but this is huge to keep this within reach.
So Josh Pitzer with a really tough split here on lane 13. Nice chance at it.
Yeah, just nearly missed it.
Cheyenne getting that spare in the 10th, so she can go 112. Need everything they can get. And Jonah Claire on lane 13 is. I'm sorry, Coach. That's not a solid. That's not a high hit. That was in the pocket. It just got ripped. Let's see if Cheyenne can come up with that strike. She does.
She does. Good finish for Cheyenne. 1 mark through the first 8 frames. She goes spare, spare, strike in 9th and 10th. So she finishes with a 112, and Jenna Lynn working an open frame to finish it off.
Jenna Lynn with 8. We'll switch things over to our guys' side. Finish off their 10th frame here.
How many of those have you seen? The 4-6-7 split here today, or the 4-6-7 or 4-6-10?
Way too many, especially for Newcastle. That's Cam's 3rd split of this game. Been there, done that. And a 130 for Jenna Lynn with a 584. So about 49 pins.
So they're going to need about a 680 will Newcastle in their last game.
Emma Schultz finishes with a 161. Kaylee will get another ball here in the 10th. Let's finish things off here in the 10th frame for Butler. Or the 9th frame, Greg Wilbert. Gee, Greg Wilbert, 199 through 8. He'll be in the 220s. We'll finish off the 10th frame with Jeff Vitale. Or Jeff Vitale, excuse me. So the towel. Solid 8. That's solid 8. So 2-11 for Kaylee. How about that? Kaylee needs a 2-11. She has a 163 average. That is her high game of the year.
Wow.
For Kaylee. Coming off a 209 for a previous high game. As Jeff gets the spare, he'll get one more ball, get 172. So congratulations to that 211 for Kaylee Neese. Yeah, my sheet's getting ripped up a little bit. Gotta go Brooklyn. So 170.
I do like, even though, they're not getting many bounces, is Newcastle, but they are staying positive, staying loose with everything.
Starting to, anyways. The frustration was there early on, but now it's like, okay, it's going to be one of those days. So Izzy Noggle coming off a double. A 189 for Max Fisher. How about...
Yeah.
Yeah, Max Walker, a 189.
Making a turkey for David.
Yeah, David Fisher wasn't even supposed to bowl today. He's the sub. Because David Cheever's sick, filling in David Fisher. How about that? He's going to be in the 220s. Izzy, a tough. Good pick up there.
Hey, all right.
After throwing a rough first ball, getting that can go 169 for Izzy. Average is 181. Boy, how about Fisher?
Butler.
He can go 236. Well, Butler might get 1,000 series here. There's a good finish, 169 for Izzy and Ogle.
And Newcastle definitely not having a great day, but it would have taken a spectacular day to be taking down Butler the way they are bowling here. This is incredible.
Butler girls an 874. Now, when it's going your way, it's going your way.
Yeah, nice little kick out to get the 5 pin there.
236 for David Fisher.
Josh Pitzer gets himself a strike. See if he can match a little 10th frame turkey.
Yeah, Coach Hepler made the right choice. Yeah, Dayton Neese now with the strike. Let's see if good shot there for Josh Pitzer.
Hey,
double.
Hey, this kid just needed a break. Needed a good 15 minutes to just relax.
Josh threw a 178 his first game. Can go 171. As the girls will have to wait for the guys now.
Yeah. Turnabout's fair play.
Jeez. A double for Dayton Neese.
That's six straight strikes for Butler.
6 in a row, yeah. So 170 for Josh. Consistent for Josh Pitzer. So Josh averages 192 though, so below his average for the day. And that's going to be trouble.
Yeah. He's working on the spare pickups, that's for sure.
Yeah,
he's basically had every single one here in this match.
That was a little high hit, so he's fortunate just to get the 7 pin.
Yeah.
Let's see if Dayton can get a Throws a little wide, but 177. Jonah can go 182 for his max. Yeah, he's just, all you can do is laugh. There's Micah Potts. Boy, Butler putting a seal on this one here in the 10th.
Good
182
finish
for Jonah.
Yeah, good finish there for Jonah. Try to keep that average up.
Yeah, he came in averaging, what, 209, which is amazing.
Oh.
But definitely going to come down.
He and Greg Wilbur, who's the anchor for Butler, to the top in the section. 201 average for Wilbur. That's Micah Potts getting it done, too.
What an amazing 10th frame. Yeah, they'll be in the thousands. They get a chance at 11, possibly.
Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down.
They gave it. Coach Claire, I think they're going to have to get that standing. .187 for Micah.
And of course, it's Cam who has to wait again.
Yeah, it was definitely one pin.
Yeah, I think it was the 4.
Oh, just give it to him. Just take it. Boy, Greg is 2 9 counts. That was it.
But
Greg can go 259.
Incredible that you have 15 possible rolls in the final frame for your team. There's already 9 strikes for Butler in the final frame.
Yeah, Butler put on a show right now. Still going to be in the 240s.
Wow, they wait for KO. They finally got it fixed.
I thought it was the other side.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. If that's the easy one to not break, it's fine.
And got it.
147 for Cam. Yeah, let's get Greg's final roll. 247. 1,036 total. 8:38 for Newcastle. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back for game number 3. You're watching high school bowling here at the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
Calling all sports fans. Never miss a moment with real-time alerts, keeping you in the loop when your favorite teams are playing.
Get instant updates sent straight to your phone with game schedules, changes, and all the latest news.
You can receive important updates and reminders, so you're always prepared for game time.
Be the first to cheer on your local teams and show your support.
Receive important updates and reminders, so you're always prepared for the game.
Signing up is quick and easy. Don't miss out. Sign up now and stay connected to the action.
Plus, follow us on social media for live updates, behind-the-scenes content, and community news.
Does your blueprint not match the vision of your building project? Not with Creative Edge Architecture. From concept to creation, Jeff Measle will help tackle the complex problems, creating design solutions and construction experience. Creative Edge gives you the edge design and construction meet.
I love what I do because coming in every day is different.
How can you not enjoy these kids coming up and hugging you and giving you these great smiles all throughout the day?
Seeing the progress that our kids make every single day is one of the reasons I love coming to school.
What should we do? We have fun.
LCAP Early Learning Centers is hiring. Help empower young minds in Lawrence County and become a superhero today. Apply at lcap.org.
Your hip, your knee, your shoulder, whatever has been holding you back, UPMC Orthopedic Care is where you'll find experts to help you get back to a better quality of life. UPMC is pioneering minimally invasive surgeries, and we offer personalized treatment plans and same-day surgery to get you home and moving sooner. It's your ankle, your elbow, your hand, and it's your move. Visit upmc.com/ortho to learn how UPMC can help.
Tired of gasoline costs? Why drive? Let the Newcastle Transit Authority take you where you want to go. Serving the city of Newcastle and stops throughout Lawrence County, as well as weekday service to Pittsburgh. Public transportation just makes sense. Why drive when you can relax and ride? For more information or for route schedules, log on to newcastletransit.org. The Newcastle Transit Authority, going your way. And remember, senior citizens ride free.
Looking for a unique way to expand your business? Advertise on the Lawrence County SportsNet and be seen by thousands of viewers in the area and around the country on over 100 broadcasts each year. Visit lcsportsnet.com and click Advertise with LCSN.
Cold winds blowing, temperatures dropping, and snow is beginning to fall. And then your furnace goes out. LCAP's LIHEAP Crisis Program is here to help. If your furnace is blowing cold air, not turning on, or not reaching the desired temperature, help is right around the corner, whether it needs fixed or replaced. For information, call the Department of Healthy Homes at 724-656-0090. LCAP's Healthy Home programs are the key to safer living.
That was Max.
And welcome back. Game number 3 coming for the Newcastle and Butler. Newcastle winning both boys, girls, the first 2 matches, and we have a completely different lineup here in lane number 3, James.
Yeah.
Game number 3 for boys.
Yeah, for the boys, it is a completely new matchup as Sam Mondeko going first, Santino Bernardina, followed by Santino DiAugustine, Joseph Marshall, and Phil Lorenza, who we saw briefly in game number 1.
And
so brand new lineup.
And keep that in mind here because I don't know if their names are.
No, but it's the same names up there.
Yeah, so we have to keep track.
Right.
The names on the scoreboard are Brad.
Right, so when I accidentally say Izzy, it's going to be Santino. But, I mean, I don't think this is a bad call at all from Coach Pitzer and Claire, because this game doesn't mean really anything.
Yeah, this is a very interesting lineup there for Santino. But this is basically the JV team coming in. The boys team did not make any changes. The girls side for Butler, Lacey, where is she? Lacey Eddington qualified for the WPIBL playoffs. So
based on her average,
they shut her off her game number 3. Said we're not going to take a chance. She had a 129 average coming in. Lacey threw a 136 and a 155, so you have to have a really bad game.
Yeah.
But Coach chose just to bowl 4 girls, so why not? You have the sections wrapped up anyway.
Right, and already about a 300-some pin lead after the first 2 games as well. So I think smart moves from both coaching staffs here, and because of that too, you have the 5 who were starting for Newcastle can go over. Use this almost like just a practice round. Go figure out what's up with your throw a little bit, and just kind of take the pressure off. Try to figure out a couple of things here before playoffs begin here in a week.
So 17-28 for the girls through the first 2. 12-17, so they got a 500-pin lead going into game number 3. They might win the match even with the 4 bowlers. Going into game number 3.
Big number to watch right now, though, is we're going to flip over to show Jenna Lynn for her second throw here. Because Jenna Nero, the number to watch for her is a 131.
You saying one what?
131.
131, thank you.
And, of course, a split on the opening frame. We'll try to catch her shots here.
The Butler boys, 1972 through 2 games. The Newcastle boys, 17-17, so a 255-pin lead. That's going to be very tough to overcome.
Yeah.
Especially when you're, and nothing against the JV bowlers
right,
at
but
all.
It is.
You know, we know this is Josh Palet. Good stir there for Josh. Or Philip Lorenza, excuse me.
Phil, who came in, and I'm watching him over in the JV. He's been bowling real well today.
Oh, that's, yeah, it said it was 13 mile an hour. That was a lot faster than 13 mile an hour.
Sure felt that way, didn't it? Has a surprise strike for Jasmine. As far as the Newcastle girls as a team, we're estimating they need probably about a 670 or 680 to have a chance to qualify. That's going to be tough because, you know, they've been averaging over 600 for the last 3 or 4 weeks. They've been good with that. This is Bernardina trying to pick up the spare for the boys and does so.
Yeah, sort of a different type. I asked Coach Pitzer, too. I said, I mean, how much coaching you actually do? I mean, you had the tryouts, and he says, oh, believe me, he says, the first thing we look at, we have people come out, they try out, we look at their scores, but then we see, are they coachable? What's their form look like? It's not just all about score. You know, so we do an awful lot of coaching and try to coach these kids up, and there's more than you think that's involved. You know, so, and I'm wondering how they handle this new phenomenon of the two-handed bowling now. It's just so different than what you're used to, but you see a lot of the pros doing that two-handed style.
It's more control in theory, but I mean, especially traditionalists like I'm sure Coach Clare and Coach Pitzer are.
Yeah.
How you deal with that?
And Coach Hepler for Butler.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I didn't recognize Coach Hepler. He lost about 180 pounds. So I haven't seen him for a few years, and it's like, I said, your face looks familiar. That's about it. But Coach Hepler taken after a long time Bob Cupp, who was the coach here for Butler for many years, and I did not realize it didn't say he resigned or left. Yeah, Bob Cupp is part of WPUT. Actually broadcast bowling.
All right.
On WPUT for 8 years. Ran his own championship bowling. They did it every Saturday morning. Yeah, he's in the Butler County Hall of Fame, like Coach Jim Hepler. Coach Hepler in the Butler Hall of Fame in the last 2015.
Definitely getting the itch to get back out to bowling again. It's so tough, unfortunately, with two young ones, but B, also with no currently open lanes in Lawrence County. The fact that we can have a section championship team coming out of Lawrence County is pretty impressive.
Come to Butler, I'll get you in on it.
No, we'll be in touch.
Yeah. I'll take you up to the Belmont, the home of the Seneca Valley Raiders in Butler. They instead of bowling in Xenia-Leopold or someplace like that, they go to Butler because they have a connection who owns the lanes up there. They know him real well, so they drive the whole way up to Butler, and you can go on Saturday morning for $2 a game. So come on up.
That sounds perfect.
Bring your kids. We'll take you up.
Tough split here on the second frame. Back-to-back splits for Jenna and Nero.
Yeah, this looks like what else?
And she gets it.
The 5-10.
Keep that one in mind if she can get to the number that she needs, because
that's a huge split pickup there. The 5-10 pickup. So congratulations to her. Even coming to BeaverCon, and you're known.
Of course.
I'll tell you that.
Yeah, also really cool though. Last game of the year, get a chance for these guys, the JV group, to to get some official varsity games under their belt. A few of them already have, obviously, over the course of this year, but to be able to do that.
Yeah, by the way, we will be, even if you bowl too, we're still handing out some Chauncey scholarships. If you want to go into media or broadcasting, you're eligible to apply for a scholarship in honor of the longtime county broadcaster Mark Schoss. lcsportsnet.com/scholarship. More information coming hopefully very, 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 very soon about the golf outing on June 28th at Castle Hills. $80 a guy, $320 per team, golf scramble. Castle Hills Golf Course, 2 p.m. tee time. Chance to win $10,000.
Oh, that doesn't sound fun at all.
Yeah, so.
Sam Ondeko, by the way, getting the strike there. He gets his first mark.
Yeah, so for more information, we'll have a lot more information hopefully coming out here in the next week or so. Hopefully have a flyer on the website.
Yeah, we're going to try to get everything up there before the craziness of basketball playoffs begin.
Get that out, and you can check that out and try to get a team in. I already contacted the Trib Live. Hopefully you're going to get a team from Trib.
Yeah.
Get an LCAP team. And so we're taking 22 teams max, or 88 golfers. So do our best to get there. So that's June 28th at Castle Hills Golf Course. And Coach Bubba Kirkwood taking good care of us so far. So we're in the frame number 3, as this is Santino Bernardina. He's going to miss that 10 pin. I feel for you, Santino. The Butler boys already up to a 70-pin lead. And the Butler girls trailing by 6. Or actually,
remember they're playing with one fewer bowler here in this last round.
And thanks for joining us here in the Lawrence County Sports Network. First time we have bowling on the network, so add that with the bocces, and I don't know what other sport you can try here in high school.
Well, speaking of bocce, we actually just got word the Lawrence and Butler County regional championships are going to be held at Shenango.
Oh, wow.
In a couple of weeks. So we got to wait and see what the basketball playoff broadcast schedule looks like, but in terms of the days and the times and all that, but we're fingers crossed, hoping that we can do that like we did last year for the regionals that were held at Elwood City last year. Hoping to do the same here.
We have a lot of teams that are going to be in the basketball playoffs around the county.
Top of my head, boys, you got Newcastle in 6A, Union and Shenango all in 2A,
with
and
possible of
Laurel, and both Mohawk and Elwood in 3A. So it might be that Wilmington is the only boys team not in the postseason. As far as the girls' side, you will have
get Union in the Shannock in Wilmington.
Union in 1A, Wilmington District 10 in 2A. You're right, Neshannock in 2A with Laurel both qualifying, and Elwood City in 3A have all qualified. So we're looking at probably 7 boys teams and 5 girls teams.
Yeah, it should be a fun time of year.
As Joseph Marshall picks up his second straight spare.
And Greg Wilbert, after that 247, just started off with 3 in a row.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah. So he is just, he's on pace for a 700 series.
So Joe Marshall, Phil Lorenza have both played in a decent number of varsity matches this year, by the way. Marshall with a 180 average, Lorenza with a 191 average. Those are your subs that you're able to bring in off the bench. As going for the turkey there was Lorenza and misfiring. Left the 4-pin.
They said Greg Wolver for Butler came in with an average of 201. He had a 767 with his high series this year. So already at 479. So he's got a great chance at that 767. So he's got a good chance at it.
I mentioned Jonah Clare with some record-breaking performances earlier in the year. Actually, it was against Butler that he had that incredible series and individual game.
Well, actually, no. So that can't be.
I was going to say, I want you to do that math again. 289 was the score for Clare in that game, a 763 series.
Yeah, so Greg he won't get that high series. He's going to roll 280. Well, he might.
It's possible.
At 288 he needs. So, I mean, on pace for a 300. Yeah, I asked Coach Pitzer, I said, how many 300s you have in your career? He says, 3. So,
all right.
Yeah. I said, were you nervous? He says, the first one, yeah. He said, it's the first one I was kind of nervous, but he said once I got through the 11th frame, he says I knew I was going to have at least a 290. So he said I was fine.
Oh, how about a good pickup over there for Mr. Bernardina?
Yeah, so he said, as long as I knew I had a 290, he said I've had other chances, and but.
Flip back over to the girls here for a bit again as they try to put together a strong performance. Again, they would need about a 680 as a team.
Off to a good start.
165 here through 3 frames as a team.
Yeah, they're off to a real good start. Well, actually, I'm looking at the Butler side, unfortunately. So. Yeah, Jasmine, not the best throw there on their second throw. As now we're going to have Anna Reeder. on the girls' side as they have 140s.
That's looking at a potential Game 3 win on the girls' side.
Yeah, up 17 pins going into the ninth. The boys, on the other hand, are trailing by about 100 pins or so through 9 frames. We go into the 10th. And you're Butler in the 10th again.
Yeah. What was it, 10 out of the 15 bowls were
Yeah,